Hi, Peter Hudson, Head of Training and Recruitment at the World Golf Teaching Federation, founder of YGA and operator of the Lessons for Life program. Very interesting conversation with an inquirer last week. And the guy was a successful businessman, and he was asking me about the course, and I told him all the wonderful things about the course. And he said, well, yeah, I just want to gain the certification. And I've heard that before. I said, well, you know, if you want a certification, I'll write you out one and then you can go. He said, oh, no. I want to learn the skills. So I said, yeah, and that's going to take some time. It's going to be a question of lots of information, lots of questions, lots of practical, lots of feedback, lots more practice. Because the goal is to get the coach to the point where anybody that comes to them, they can help them and they can deliver whatever the goal is. And I said, to be truthful, our organisation is the only one that can do that. He said, there's another organisation where you can go away for 7 days and get a certification. And I said, yeah. And if you want to do that, just to get your certification, you're not interested in learning the skills that will enable you to be a successful golf coach, then do that. And he did that. And you know, and I thought, well, why would anybody do that? Why would anybody that's been in business or understands that it takes quite some time to get good at anything? I would understand why they would want to accelerate that, but I wouldn't understand why anybody would want to get that certification to mean that they thought that would mean they could coach. Now, I started thinking about this because a lot of you have been playing golf for an awful long time, and I think it's because people think they already know enough about golf. But that's like really saying that you've been watching your football team for 40 years, so you could manage them. And maybe some of you think that's true, but it's not true. If we just look at or listen to some of the statements that you might have heard that make you think you know things, like, I don't know, the weight should be distributed shoulder width apart, that the weight should be on the balls of the feet, that you should keep your eyes on the back of the ball, that your head should stay absolutely still, shouldn't go up or down, that that the club face should be square at address and square at impact, that your shoulders should be pointing left of the target at address. Every single one of these statements is wrong, fraudulently wrong. It's incorrect. It will lead to swing problems. Every single one of them has a reason that it won't work. And yet these are terminologies that we've heard all our lives. So I think then the next question is, what is going to make a successful independent golf coach? Well, they're going to have a lesson process. That lesson process is going to have fundamentally built on attitude and philosophy. So, for instance, things like treating every client as a blank canvas and fully investigating every single thing that's going on with them, has gone on with their lives to get them to this point now, whether they be a beginner or whether they be an improver. So that would mean lots of question and listening skills. Question and listening skills and communication is, yeah, some of us may already have it. Some may have actually been on training courses. But you're actually going to need a lot of neuro-linguistic programming skills and be very adept at using those skills. We're going to need, once we get that, to have some technical knowledge of the golf swing so we know what it is that we're going to do. And unfortunately, some of the technical information is very weak. So we'll show you what's important and where to go after you've learned what we believe are the basics. You're going to need to be able to watch people play on the course, because to understand that in actual fact everything that we're doing is to help people play better golf on the course means that we've actually got to go and watch them play. or at least have the best set of statistics that you could ever imagine. We're going to have to help them prepare better, work on their pre-shot routines, work on their playing strategies, get a set of strategies that support them and allow them to play. And then maybe also help them with their state management, which is again where neuro-linguistic programming comes in, how we can help them manage their states. Then we're going to have to create coaching plans, because again, one of the things that I hear again and again is the coach telling a client what they're doing wrong, telling them what they've got to do instead, and then asking them to go away and practice that till they can do it and then come back, which is just comical. It's just comical, because they're not actually trying to manage the change, they're just telling people what they're doing wrong. And if they're left to go away and do that on their own, they'll probably never come back anyway, which isn't such a good marketing idea. So not only have you got to be able to write coaching plans, but you've got to write practice plans that deal with both random and block practice and find a way to fit that together to maximize the ability for the client to retain that information. So we're going to need to have vehicles to be able to communicate that effectively. So things like using V1 Pro or maybe just the iPhone or whatever, just to pass information on and to keep looking at that. So for me, when a client isn't with me, that's the most dangerous time. That's when things go wrong. So I'm in constant contact with my clients while they're practicing in the many forms, from pictures to discussions to feedback after, to make sure that they're doing these things correctly. So look, an awful lot of what you've experienced so far in the coaching world, unfortunately, probably 90% of it is incorrect in what it says, and then ineffective at the way that they go about creating that permanent change for the client, which is why when we do the surveys, so many people won't go for lessons. So the industry's almost pulled itself around. So if you think you know enough, you may. I'm not saying that you won't. The chances are 1 in a million. Let's be as bold as that you've got everything you need to know. And you certainly haven't got buddies, mentors, collaboration teams, professional support that everybody profits from. There's a new age of learning coming about where we're not left to do everything on our own, where we work with others and learn exponentially because of that factor. When everybody's in a team asking questions, the learning just goes through the roof. You can't believe how quickly you learn, how you assimilate information, and how it opens up your eyes to other things. And you've got to stay in that crowd for a long time if you truly want to get to the place where every single person that you coach gets better because you followed a process that makes absolute sense. If you want to learn more, then pick up the phone and speak to me. We've got a very special occasion going on in Orlando where we're going to do the stage 2 and then straight into the stage 3. It's the only time any year where we allow you to qualify to the full level 3, because we're all there. Everybody that's got those attitudes is open to learning, just teaches for 5 days continually monitoring it, feeding back until we get the excellence that we know is required to be successful for the client's sake. How you drive yourself successfully from there is down to how you market the product, and we'll help you with that as well. So I look forward to your phone call. I know this is a slightly long video, so I hope I haven't bored you. Please call me, Peter Hudson, 07939 584 010. I look forward to talking.